Welcome back to the channel. We got another shot fired in the culture war, and a Wokey journalist is really pissed off that he hit it. Okay. nexusmods decides to allow an Oblivion remastered mod that changes body type options to male and female. Declares it's not a battleground for broader cultural or political debates. Now, first of all, we're gonna stop right there, right? This is factually correct. And a good sign for the majority of us that are on the non-Wokey side of things, because Nexus has been extremely militant in their removal of anything that even remotely smacks of you having or wanting to have a normal game without woke bullshit pushed into it. However, in this case, they were like, you know what? Let the mod be on. It's not even... It's like the tiniest mod as well, right? It changes type 1 and type 2 to female and male. Right? That's all it does, okay? That's literally everything it does. And of course, this loser of a gaming journalist, aka political fraud, is completely losing his mind over it. Which is very ironic, because let us read the first sentence of this article, shall we? One of the very small changes in Oblivion Remastered is a switch in the creator from male and female to body type 1 and body type 2. It's such a small change that this Wokey loser, fraud of a journalist, loses his mind. Look at how long this article is. Look. Yo, it's such a small change. But if you change it, I'm going to whine and bitch about it. I'm sorry. I gotta stay serious. It's a serious topic, guys. Totally. It's not an absolute complete joke, and these people are not the clowns of our fucking hobby, alright? Okay. It's the sort of thing that would likely go entirely unnoticed were it not for the distressingly predictable explosion of outrage from the usual corners of toxic gamerdom. You can already tell by the first sentence that this person that we're going to discuss here, Mr. Andy Chalk, and I use the term Mr. extremely loosely because this guy is as much a man as, I don't know, Beyonce. Total, complete unhinged loser is what this guy is, okay? He has the most massive of meltdowns because somebody made a mod that removes the imbecilic type 1 and type 2 designators to female and male again. They are female and male, right? That's factually correct. Why is this Wokey retard losing his mind over it? These people are just virtue signaling, and we're gonna go through this article because he contradicts himself 5 different times, and like the article is as unhinged as you would expect from someone who looks like what this loser looks like, okay? And I hate to say it, but why do they always look like this? Okay, like, oh my god, it's so annoying. Okay, it's always the same type of ilk. All right, the same. The Wokey loser is like an archetype by now, right? When I say Wokey loser, you know exactly what they look like and you know exactly what they sound like. All right, like I don't even have to like point that out no more. It's like, if I just have to say Wokey loser and the image of exactly what this guy looks like comes into your mind. Let's be honest. For a few days, nexusmods made a point of removing the mod called body type selector whenever it was uploaded and re-uploaded. Because of course, these guys can't take no for an answer. Remember, this was a very small change, okay? So this guy's already losing his mind over the fact that this very small change had a very small mod made for it. Bro, that's what you have to do with your life? That's all you've got? Are you serious, bro? Like, insane, crazy type behavior. Like, these people need to be on watch lists. I truly believe that, because there is definitely something mentally wrong with these people. in my opinion. The reason, according to a now Nexus has changed course and decided to allow the mod to stand. Again, big victory for us. Stay the fuck out of our games and out of our moddings. You, Nexus Mods, you're a platform. All you need to do is host it. I don't care about your political opinions. I don't care about your political stances. And if you insist on making those political stances, then I'm going to use my right to go to different websites, which is 100% why they're like turning around now, because they are 1000% in the middle of the culture war. Okay, Nexus Mod has been extremely militant and very outspoken against being a normal person. Basically, right? You want to remove the body type selectors in, for example, remove the pronouns in Starfield, completely banned every single time. Like, they were very, very outspoken in this bullshit, okay? And I'm pretty sure that's biting them in the ass, number-wise. Because a lot of people, me included, will not pay money if you have this kind of stance, right? Some of us will still download mods from you. Most of us also just go to a different website, because you can find website. Nexus Mod isn't unique, all right? It's just the biggest. But if they want to remain the biggest, then they're gonna have to start being more neutral in this culture war. It's literally a culture war, let's be honest. Between a good culture and a terrible one. Let's be honest about that too, all right? The good culture says there is no reason to lie to yourself. You can do whatever the hell you want, but stop lying to you and others. And then the bad culture is like, no, we gotta lie to you, and if you even dare to act in a normal way, we're gonna ban you, and we're gonna try and muzzle you, and we're gonna try and picture you as the devil. All right, let's go through this. We're gonna go through this article. I pre-read this because I wasn't sure, like, is this worth of making a video? Holy hell, the meltdown this loser has, it's worth making a video, okay? Like, it's fucking hilarious, dude. Boom. Okay, so, Nexus Mods takes the stance. You know what? We're done with this. We don't want any discussion about this. The mod is gonna be on the web page, which is, again, I am 100,000% agreeing with Nexus Mods here. Yes, you should do exactly that. You put the mods on your mod pages, and you shut the fuck up about it. Nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about your political persuasion. We're just there to download a 5 kilobyte mod, right? It's not even 5 kilobyte probably, because it changes 2 words. That's the entirety of the mod. That's all it did. It changed 2 words, and they're having a meltdown over it. These people are so deeply unserious, you cannot take them seriously in any way, shape, or form, okay? Especially not if it's a gaming journalist on top of it. Because those guys they're gone, right? Like, if I say gaming journalist, I think 90% of you are like, oh, okay. We know exactly what you mean with that. Okay. They're not journalists, they're political hacks that are trying to push narratives and trying to push their political persuasions down your throat. To clarify, the mod was not taken down because of its content, the notice says. As stated in the ban notice, it was removed due to the uploader's behavior. In the comments, the uploader expressed an intent to incite drama and endorsed an external site explicitly designed to host inflammatory content. This kind of behavior directly violates our community standards. Now this part right here is pure copium from Nexus Mods. And I don't really mind that they're trying to, like, cover their asses. Nexus Mods is a corporation, right? It's run by a corporation. This makes a lot of sense. Which is also why it makes a lot of sense that Nexus Mods is no longer being so militant about it. Because this corporation and many other corporations have noticed that if you be militant about some political nonsense that only a small fringe percentage of very loud lunatics like push and propagate, you're going to notice that the vast silent majority is gonna be like, okay. And then it's all of a sudden, you see your numbers go, oh, and you're like, what the hell's happening? Okay? It's because you're listening to a bunch of lunatics that definitely, in no way, shape, or form, represent the majority, okay? We recognize that mods like this can bring sensitive discussions around gender and identity to the forefront. While these are important conversations, our platform exists to support creative expression in modding, not to serve as a battleground for broader cultural or political debates. Where was this a year ago? Where was this 2 years ago? Where was this the last 5 years, right? At a bare minimum, okay? I'm finally happy that they're coming around. And I'll give them props for coming around, because I mean, they're coming around to the right stance, right? While you can have political persuasions, you can espouse those political persuasions, nexusmods is not the place. Neither for the user or the server admins and the server owners, right? Especially not the server admins and server owners, because that'll run your website into the ground, okay? So let's just cut to the chase. It's a flimsy excuse for a crappy decision, he's already molding. Stating that the problem isn't the mod but the intention of the author is patently ridiculous, because the mod is literally the primary expression of that intent. The ban of the author's account cites nexusmods policies against files that remove gender identity, including pronouns from a game, that have been intentionally put in place by a game developer. I want to point out, this guy's like protecting pronouns. Is your pronoun type 1? Is your pronoun type 2? What does type 1 mean? What does type 2 mean? In Oblivion's case, for example, type 1 is female. In every single other game I've seen where there's body types, type 1 is male. So are they transphobic now? Because normally type 1 is male in the vast majority of the cases, but in this case it's female. So they're fucking it up even, right? It's so nondescript, you don't even know which one's male or female, right? Type 1 and type 2, pick one. Oh, well, which one has boobs and ass? Well, type 1 or type 2, I guess, right? Like, it's so moronic, dude. And the fact that this guy is, like, having a meltdown over it is crazy. Do you identify as type 1 or do you identify as type 2? See, myself, I identify as male. Right? I'm a male. I have a ball. Well, actually I have 2 balls. I was gonna say a different word, but my YouTube content brain was like, oh, I can't say that word. So I course corrected. Yeah, I have male genitalia, right? That makes me male. Okay? Like, I swear to God, man. We're gonna continue. Sorry. Let me find the part where I actually, like, we're not even halfway through. This is ridiculous. Actually, we're halfway through now. Justifying the changes, restoring the game to its original state doesn't hold water either, even though it completely does. Since we're on topic, you're literally playing a remaster, a changed, updated version of an old game, and the move to body types is minute next to the revamped graphics. If it is so minute, right? If it is so very, very small, then why do you make an article with like over 1,000 words in it about it? Clearly, you think it's not that small, but you're trying to gaslight us into thinking it's that small, because this is how you people work. You don't have actual arguments. You don't have any factual basis for your arguments. You literally just go, transphobe, you're sick, bro. You open your article with it's a very minute change, and then you spend like an hour of your day writing this giant fucking article that says literally nothing of use and only points out what a terrible low-life human being you are. Because you're trying to gaslight everyone who reads this and everyone who agrees with, oh yeah, just use male body and female body. What's the point, right? A trans person that is trying to identify as the opposite gender is trying to identify as the opposite gender, not as type 1 or type 2. Okay? So, hypothetical situation, right? Let's say you're trans. You're a trans male or a trans woman, whatever the fuck you want to be, right? From male to female, there you go, boom. Don't you then want to just have your pronouns be female? What is this type 1, type 2 bullshit? You don't want that either as a transphobe? Like, these people are so deeply unserious, so incredibly intellectually inept that they don't even get that. Nobody likes type 1 and type 2. Maybe except for, you know, some lunatic like Andy Chalk. He or she, it clearly wants type 1 and type 2. I guess he identifies as type 1 or type 2. Probably type 2 diabetes or something, you know? Let's be honest. Sorry. It's like, it blows my mind how people can be this stupid. Like, you literally open with, it's such a very, very small change, and then you whine and cry about it for pages. Pages of whining and crying. We're losing the culture war. Wah. Oh my god, I have really dumb ideas and everyone thinks I'm a retard. Wah. Yes, you have dumb ideas. Yes, we think you're a retard. Because possibly you might actually be a retard. And I don't mean... I mean how we use the word retard, okay? Get off your high horse. It's a fucking... I've been saying the word retard for 39 years. I ain't gonna stop now, okay? Where was I? Minute next to the revamped graphics, leveling system, voice acting, and everything else we've detailed. If you want the original experience, you can pick up the original game for $20 on Steam or GOG. Bro, you can just hear the whinge in this guy's writing, bro. He's so mad, dude. He's so fucking mad. I love it. I love watching culture warriors take massive fucking L's in their own perceived mind. Because it is a very small change. 2 words were changed. 2 words. Type. Actually, 1 word was changed. Because it's type twice. Right? They changed type. Type 1 was changed to female. Type 2 was changed to male. And this guy's acting like the world is ending. Bro, can you people please stop being so deeply unserious? There's actual problems in our fucking society, alright? We have actual problems. Language is not one of those problems, okay? Like... how the language is used, not one of those problems, alright? Holy hell, dude. Can you please put your whiny, retarded energy into something more useful, alright? If you're gonna be an autistic freak, at least be it on something that helps everyone, and not just some weird shit that nobody gives a fuck about. Not even the people you're trying to help. Which is actually, I should stop saying the people you're trying to help, because there's nobody you are trying to help. The only thing you're doing here is virtue signaling for points. Am I not such a good white boy? Am I not such a good white ally? Shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and no. No, sit. Sit. We gotta start talking to you like dogs, because that is clearly what you are. You are definitely not on the same level as most normal people, okay? Because most normal people look at this and go, do I need to call an ambulance? Are you having a stroke? Are you all right? This is unhealthy, guys. Like, it's crazy, bro. What makes this change in direction all the more disappointing is the fact that nexusmod has taken progressive stances in the past. A Spider-Man... nexusmods doesn't want him to point that out, I guarantee you. A Spider-Man remastered mod that removed pride flags was quickly banned, as was one that removed pronouns from Starfield, and another that erased a queer relationship from Baldur's Gate 3. And Nexus made no bones about why those mods were removed, and this is where we come to my point from earlier. Yeah, all this is true. And it's the reason why Nexus isn't doing it anymore. Because they got raked over the coals every single time they did it. We don't like our gaming hobby to be infested by political hacks and frauds like you. Right? This is why I'm making this video. Because I think you are a giant... and I mean you, Andy Chalk, the imbecile that wrote this, right? You, I'm talking to you now. Just you and me, alright, buddy? You are everything that's wrong with the gaming sphere. We don't give a fuck about your opinions, we don't give a fuck about your politics, and we don't want to see them in our games. We don't want to get them shoved down our throats. So when you talk like this, someone like me is gonna make a video to point out what kind of an imbecile you are, and how massive of the meltdown it is that you are having over what you deem to be, in the very first sentence, a very, very, very small change. Which tells me a lot about your usefulness as a human, and your type of personality. And your usefulness is less than 0, by the way. You're 100% a detriment to our society as a whole. Because this causes problems. This causes people to fight each other. And I don't mean that in a well, actually, in some cases, it is in a physical sense, but I mean that more in like a philosophical sense. And are we not all here to have fun? Are we not all here to just get rid and remove ourselves from the bullshit that is this in real life? And now you're trying to bring that in. You demonic freak of a loser are trying to completely destroy millions of people outlets simply for your political persuasion. And the fact that your political persuasion is extremist as fuck doesn't make it any better at all whatsoever, okay? It makes it so much worse. Nexus made no bones. Wow, I read that already. So why does the body type selector mod get a pass? Maybe anti-trans sentiment ranks a little lower on the poll than other forms of queer phobia. Bro, all of these buzzwords, you know exactly the type of person this is, man. Anything I said in here, you know exactly I'm 100% right about this type of... Again, we're gonna use the word guy, but I really don't view this guy as a male or a female. I view this guy as a type... This guy's a type 1.5, right? Which is coincidentally probably what his IQ is. Whatever the reason, the bottom line is that nexusmods seemingly recognizes that his body type selector mod exists as a dog whistle for transphobes. Fucking retard. But doesn't seem to care as long as the mod author doesn't explicitly say so. That's not great, and based on the reaction to the Kagan on social media, I suspect nexusmods may be about to learn a lesson we all should have absorbed long ago. Appeasement doesn't work. Actually, it does, right? Because I've made a lot of scathing comments about nexusmod, including about this particular thing. And guess what? I'm giving them props. A lot of people are giving them props. And yes, a lot of people are clowning on them. Rightfully so, because for years now, they've been on the extreme wrong side of this, right? They tried to turn a gaming hobby, and even crazier, the community of modding, which is like the ultimate passion for games, alright? You look at a game, and you have to have an insane amount of passion to do anything to that game, to make it better in your opinion, or to expand it. Like, that's not the player's job, and yet we're doing it anyway, for the love of the game. And then loser filth like you comes in and tries to destroy all of that, and tries to push your political narrative into our throats. Well, no more. Done. I'm gonna call every time I see some loser like Andy Chalk, and again, he looks exactly like you think he does, alright? And Giant Glass House, I know. I know. I also look exactly like you think I do, okay? We're gonna call these people out, because this is starting to become unforgivable. Very, very small change, and oh my god, dude, like, it's such a very, very small change. This guy had a massive fucking meltdown, called everyone transphobe and everyone queerphobe. Like, holy shit, dude. You probably should have stopped after the first sentence, right? Like, quit while you're ahead, retards, because now you just look like what you are, right? A joke of a human being, a complete utter failure as a gaming journalist, complete utter failure as a writer, complete utter failure as a rational thinking human being. Because if a rational thinking human being stops right there, oh, actually, you know what? It's very, very small change. I don't give a fuck. End of story. And they don't have like blah, 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 transphobe, blah, 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 blah. Like, they don't lose their minds like this, okay? So that's it. That's the video. I just had to point out Andy Chalk is a fucking loser. That's it, right? What more can I say? What more can I say about that? It's such a very, very small change. This guy is like pissing in his pants over it, dude. Like, all right, bro. Like, if this is the hill you want to die on, this is the hill you want to die on. Better luck next time, I guess. Right? Maybe next game. Maybe next game. Cry harder, right? Cry harder. Be more militant in your extremism, and see if maybe next game you'll have the chance, right? Something tells me these people know the end is coming for their ridiculous, childish notions of biological sex, right? And then this gender identity bullshit, which literally no one gives a fuck about, and everyone is starting to despise. because it's constantly shoved down your fucking throats everywhere you go. I'm so glad we're winning this war, dude. Like, give it a couple more years and all of these people are gone, bro. Thank fucking God, dude. I'm not even religious, alright. Thank you so much. That's it. Leave your whining if you're a lefty in the comment below and we'll laugh at you on the stream. Twitch.tv/Mirage. Thank you so much. Peace the fuck out. Get the hell out of here, type 1s and type 2s.